It is Friday, May 1st, and so it is time to welcome you to Friday Fun, a special day that will be a devotional, but we'll have some fun while we're doing it. Without going back and counting, I think I've done about 40 online devotionals. I did my best to post one every day. I think I missed one day really early on due to some technical difficulties. But other than that, I've spent each and every day with all of you, and I really appreciate being able to do that. And thank you for being a willing participant in what's been a trial and error attempt on my part to communicate something good to you every day from God's Word. Today, we're going to look at one verse from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. And you can pause the video and come right back to it. You there? Therefore, encourage one another and build up one another, just as you also are doing. And we've heard wonderful reports of people staying connected by Facebook and by text strings and by phone calls, and it's been wonderful to hear that. So I just want to do my part today to add a little bit into that sense of encouraging one another. We'll use that verse from Paul's writing on encouragement as a jumping off point to introduce a guest contributor today who has no idea that his work from about a decade ago has reappeared on the internet with encouragement to everyone who's watching this video. So my thanks and a big shout out to the Right Reverend Dick Ferris. He's a good friend of mine. He worked on staff with me some years back. He was principal of Stockdale Christian School, which, by the way, I would recommend to parents who are looking for a solid Christian education, an alternative to what's currently being taught in our nation's public schools. Now, I know there are a lot of great teachers out there in our public system. I spent a year teaching in a public school. I met great people. However, we're now being inundated by a curriculum that's turning hearts and minds away from any references to God, any real study of history and facts and what brought us to where we are today as a nation, and ultimate truths about life. So back to our man of the day, Dick Ferris. Every Monday morning as I made my way into the office, very early, he had gone through and placed in all our staff inboxes a copy of what he titled the Monday Encourager. He was a collector of high-quality wisdom and fun sayings. If you were to open up the dictionary and turn to the word perspicacious, you would find not only a definition of that word, but his picture underneath it. Or those of you who know Dick, you can ask him what the word means and he'll tell you. Back to our verse of the day, 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another and build up one another just as you are doing. Each Monday morning, the Monday Encourager was delivered, and I've chosen one of them to read to you today that you can be encouraged by it also. Before I begin, I want to remind you guys that this is May 1st, and that means Mother's Day is just less than 2 weeks away. It's unfortunate that the retail stores have closed because I was planning on driving Linda to Nordstrom's and just letting her go loose in the store and get whatever she wants. But since it's closed, we're going to have to settle for second best. So it'll be either Walmart or Harbor Freight Tools. Now, personally, I would recommend Harbor Freight Tools because she could pick up like a little Dremel tool to use when she does her nails. And then on those days when she's not using, I could find a use for it in my garage, smoothing down some rough spots on some of my other tools and whatnot. Anyway, back to the Monday, or actually in this case, the Friday Encourager. Here it is, 10 Common Courtesies. I don't know the author. Perhaps Dick will enlighten me the next time I see him. By the way, he's the person who has graciously let our church borrow the handbells that we use at Christmas each year. So here are 10 common courtesies. Number 1, go out of your way to speak to people. It recognizes that another person is there in front of you. It's just a common courtesy and a wonderful thing to do. Number 2, work on remembering names. It's nice when somebody looks at you and calls you by your name. It means they've taken a little bit of extra time to memorize it. Number 3, smile. It increases your face value. I understand that we use more muscles to frown than we do to smile. And smiling is always a lot nicer to see on somebody's face than a frown anyway. So find a good reason to smile today, which there are plenty, and offer somebody a smile. Number 4, be friendly and helpful. Why? Because it has a pay it back down the road value. In other words, hopefully that person will reciprocate not just to you, but to somebody else. And your effort to go out of your way and help will have paid dividends in the future. Number 5, show genuine interest. Really listen when people are talking to you. You really can find something that you like about almost anybody. That's what's written here. Almost anybody, if you try. Number 6, be generous with your praise and cautious with your criticism. It's really easy to criticize people and events, but the fact is we may not know all of the different reasons why somebody may not be having a good day or why they made the decision that they made. And so in the long run, praise will carry us a lot further than criticism will. Besides, somebody once said, honey is a lot easier to swallow than vinegar, or something like that. Number 8, seek to be of service. Find something that you can do for someone. My mom, when she would find me bored, would always find something that I could do. She'd say to me, either find something to do or I'll find something for you to do. So if you find yourself bored during this time, then stop and think, what could I do for somebody else? Maybe I could text them and ask them, how are you doing? Get on Facebook and ask them how they're doing. Get on a phone and ask them how they're doing. Just go out of your way to do something nice for somebody else around you. Seek to serve someone somehow. Number 9, learn to trust people. It's not always easy. We can always trust God, but learn to trust people. So let them into your life. Sometimes it takes a little bit at a time, but eventually trust is what builds wonderful, long-lasting relationships, and that's what life is about anyway. Number 10, add a sense of humor. I hope that you've been able to do that with me today. Also, a good dose of patience, which we all need, and along with it, a large dash of humility. Lots of it. Be encouraged today and be an encourager. May God bless you. And on this Friday, we are still remaining in His grip. God bless.